Veronica.
Hello. Hi.
It is amazing to have you here with us. I guess, ironically, starting at the end, obviously for an entire generation of Pokemon fans, we have just had the experience of saying goodbye to Ash and Pikachu on screen. And I guess the obvious question that I'm sure fans have been asking here, and we'd like to ask you now to start with, is perhaps how you felt about the series finally saying on-screen goodbye to those characters, and if you watched the last episode, how you felt about it. And, yeah.
I think when I heard the news that the series, Ash's arc was ending, I just felt so unsettled. I think probably everyone has. It seems right for that to end, for Ash to have his moment and be able to go on to something else, or even just like sit down for a minute. But I think I just expected it to go on forever. And so I think, being immature as I am, I just wanted it to go on, and I felt so sad. But ultimately, he's had a really good run. I think Ash is us. We are Ash. So the journey continues through all of us. We've learned so much from his highs and lows, his wins and losses, and now we pass that on to the next generation. We take that and run with it. I'm anxious to see what he does next. I'm sure, from my experience playing Ash, if he gets older, since he's only 10, I think perhaps he will become a mentor for others. In some ways, he doesn't really look beyond himself, does he? So I think he'll mature a bit in that, go home, have a nice meal at his mom's, and then kind of set his course. But it's been an amazing 25 years to be associated with this character, with Pokemon in general. And the friendships that I have made through meeting people at conventions like MCM have been extraordinary, something that no actor ever dreams possible when they take on a job. So I'm very happy with kind of how he has become who he is, and I'm very happy with all of the, quote, fans, the people that they've become as a result, and that I'm so incredibly proud of. And I'll make all my answers shorter than that now. Sorry.
Amazing. Can we go to Catherine and Tom at Gaming Bible next?
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you. I think kind of on the back of that one is, do you have any advice for the next generation who will be voicing in Pokemon Horizons, because their life is going to change in a way I imagine yours did too?
Yeah, the only advice I can give is advice I would give anyone in any job, which is you get to work, you give your 100%, and then you go on, because you don't know how far anything that you do will reach. You can never think, oh my God, this is such a huge thing that I'm a part of, because it isn't. It's just your work and how it relates to others. And that's the same in life in general. So you approach it as you do every job and give it your 100%. And then you just hope that people like it in terms of that. But you can never you can't want people to like you. That's not storytelling. You tell the story and you be as genuine as possible.
Amazing. Can we have Bex at Kids next?
Hello.
Hi. If you could make any real-life animal a Pokemon, what animal would it be, and what would you name it, and what would its abilities be?
Gosh, that's a really hard question. Don't we all have kind of our pets that we think are Pokemon in a way? So what would I do? I've had pet lizards. I think I would go with a lizard. And I think it would be able to evolve into something bigger that could carry me somewhere and perhaps carry my luggage and maybe sprout wings and fly. So not quite Trico and not quite Charizard, but somewhere in between that also is kind to me. Because Charizard, how it always just like crisps Ash with its fire. I think I would name it Spotty. I travel a lot, so it's hard to care for pets, but so I would want something that's small that I could take with me. I think Pokemon are our greatest companions, so ultimately it would be that. Thanks. That's a very hard question.
Amazing. Can we have Mark at Fan Carpet?
Sure. Hi, Veronica.
Hi.
So What are you hoping? What are you hoping to take away from the new cast of coming into Pokemon now? Touching on, leading on from the first question.
What am I hoping to take away from it?
What are you hoping audiences now will take away with this new cast?
Oh gosh,
new cast of characters?
Yeah.
The continuing legacy.
Yeah, I hadn't given that much thought actually, but the interesting thing to me as a member of the original, as we can say now, Pokemon, is that Pokemon was always Ash's journey and all the friends that he brought along with him. So it's interesting to me that it's still Pokemon, but they've just completely shifted it. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. I guess it's going to still be about collecting and training Pokemon. I just don't know that much about it. So I just hope that it brings the same joy and commitment to friendship and kindness and helping each other achieve goals that the, quote, original Pokemon had. That it's really still about story and not just merchandise, quite honestly. Because I think from the people that I meet at conventions, it's the stories that have hit people the deepest. And I hope that it continues to be true to that. Yeah, because it's so universal, the experiences.
Adam, Andrew at Nintendo Players.
Hiya.
Hi there. When you first started voice acting for Pokemon, or the Pokemon series, did you ever expect it to be as big as it is?
Oh, no. We auditioned for Pokemon in just a tiny studio. We watched a short clip, and we were told to try to get as close to the original actors' voices as possible. And when we started, we were in a tiny studio, and it was all, nothing about it said that it would be as popular as it is now. I think that's a testament to how fans have really identified with it and allowed it to grow so much. But I've never been involved with something that people knew of. Everyone says, "Oh, you're an actor. What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I've worked on Pokemon, Ninja Turtles." Oh, and then that's a big deal. But it's pretty nice when people know something that you work on. Yeah, I just, none of us had any idea at all.
Murat?
Hi.
Can you please share any memorable moments with the fans you had during the Comic-Con?
For this Comic-Con?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this has been the most extraordinary event. I have seen some people that I've seen over the years. I've been so fortunate to come to MCM several times. And so I've seen people from when they were little and now they are bigger. They're bringing their kids. Oh my gosh, I don't have enough time to tell you how glorious it is to speak to people and hear about when they were little rushing home from school to watch it, how Pokemon helped them get through chemotherapy when they were 6 years old, or just making their best friend, or they watched it with their grandmother. And all of these stories are what makes Pokemon kind of the part of the fabric of our lives. People, because I played Ash, they tell me stories related to Ash. So the fact that you can be Ash and be on the journey with him, and no matter what troubles you're having at school or in life, you can just kind of turn on for those 22 minutes this TV show and just lose yourself in this world, and then go out and make friends because you share a love of that. The stories are incredible, and perhaps I'll write a book about them. But people have been so generous to share them with me, and it's extraordinary. I can't cry this early in the morning for you, but it's so amazing.
Great. We go to Simply Binge next.
Hi.
Hiya.
So our outlet is mainly a gaming-related outlet. And so my question is basically, as the Pokemon series is connected to games and the TCG scene and all that kind of stuff, have you ever interacted with the scene as a player? Do you have any family or friends that are into that sort of stuff? And how is playing the character of Ash interacted with that in any way, shape, or form?
I think the only game I've ever played is Pokemon Red. My little brother had that, and then my daughter. So that's the only game that I've looked over the shoulder to be allowed to kind of play. I don't have a lot of time to play video games, so I haven't really played a lot of them. But what's really great is being on a show where people think you know what they're about. So I have kind of an inside scoop on it without actually having to spend the time or the thumb energy on it. So no, I haven't played any of them. Pokemon Go, of course, I have that on my phone. And that's about it. I work on a lot of video games, but I don't have any devices to play them. So I'm in the Fire Emblem series, and so I'm in a lot of that, and I've been able to see the conversations online because I haven't played it. So that's pretty great. But no, I haven't played a lot. But I have been doing more involved with video games and card games just to be able to meet people and talk about it.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I'm not against it, but I just need a little more time.
I understand. Totally understand.
Yeah.
Should probably get a Switch.
That's what I need to switch. Maybe my daughter and I are the worst players, so maybe we'll stream that, and that will be pathetic and wonderful. So looking for a Switch.
Right, and then we have Mingus next.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm just going to ask Veronica, so what would you say is the underlying reason why it's such a massive, iconic brand since it's been over 20 years?
Yeah.
Do you have your own perspective on that? Why it's affected so many people? But why, even those that are not super familiar with it, kind of aware of it?
Yeah, I think especially in the beginning, the animation style and the color was just, it's so primary and simple that I think it allows the viewer inside. It doesn't do the work for you. So you can watch the show and kind of imagine along with it. And it has sparked so much creativity. The drawings that I've seen people bring from when they're 3 years old drawing something, even at my table, to people who have created the most incredible art. I think that it just allows you to be creative with that and sparks your imagination. I think that the journey is something that we can all relate to, that in this cartoon, you have wins and loses. Butterfree being set free is something that many of us have had to set a relative or a pet free to say goodbye. And we learn through the cartoon how to be better people, how to help others achieve their goals as we try to achieve ours. I think for me too, the power of friendship has been such an incredible part of the show. So through that, it's real, and yet it's not real. And I think that along with the fact that Pokemon continues to bring out games and cards and you name it, they've got it. So you can connect and come in so many different ways. And that's definitely allowed for the longevity of it. But ultimately, it's the storytelling and the heart of it. Mm-hmm.
And can we go to exhibition news now?
How does the atmosphere and the energy of Comic-Con differ from other events or conventions you've attended?
So MCM specifically, and I would say MCM specifically and Europe also as a clump, there is such a genuine, sorry, I forgot I have this mic on, the clunk clunk, there. People are so genuine and kind and open here. I feel a little bit more than they are other places. And MCM has grown in such a way that people feel so comfortable coming and really just having a quick chat. And I know so much about people from my tiny interaction with them that perhaps I don't find at other conventions. And we definitely have a moment together. I think that the difference in guests that people bring, the amount of things that you can do here, there's a storytelling and how to create stories. There's a workshop on that. Christian yesterday was doing his DJ set. We've got this Pokemon anniversary panel today. There's something for everyone here. And I think that's why people keep coming back.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. I can squeeze in one last question.
Yeah, of course.
From Jack at Youth's Choice.
Hi, here.
Oh, hello.
Throughout your career, what was your biggest hurdle?
Getting work, I would say. As an actor, you never know if you're going to work tomorrow. So really, working on Pokemon has been a wonderful job, but it hasn't necessarily helped me get other work. So I think just constantly searching and getting work and trying to in that sense, stay relevant, to keep working. My daughter was born at the end of the first season of Pokemon, so to be a single mom and trying to juggle getting her to school, getting to work, going on field trips, doing all of that stuff together, trying to as we all do, my situation is no different from anyone else's, but the fact that you still have to do all of that, act like it doesn't matter, get to work, give your 100%, really focus, so that nothing outside matters. I think that's probably always my biggest hurdle. Now we record mostly at home, and so you don't have anyone around. You still have like traffic noise in Los Angeles, and you still have to do the dishes, and you still have to record that audiobook that takes 6 to 8 hours a day. So all of that stuff, I think that's the biggest hurdle, is just getting the work done. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, did we cover everybody? Was there anyone else that didn't get a question?
Do you want to?
Yeah, let's do that.
If you could go back to the beginning of your career,
yes.
give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Gosh, I started acting when I was 5, but my professional career, I imagine, started in when I got out of grad school. I think what would I say? Because really, we all are our failures and our wins. So without the failures and the struggle, I wouldn't be who I am today. So perhaps if I knew something then, I might not have gone down that road. But ultimately, let the small stuff go. I think it's important to really be friends with everyone, try to get along, and don't worry so much, and just keep pushing on. There's sometimes I think I've worried a bit too much about things, and those things ended up not mattering, if that's a word. They didn't matter. So let the small stuff go, and try to look at the big picture. I think that's what gets me through a lot of the rough stuff now, is stepping back and looking at the big picture and trying to figure out what my greater purpose is. And I think that's what's led me to this moment, and then which will lead me through tomorrow, which would be, how do I get to the British Museum? Whatever. Thank you.
Amazing, yeah. Thank you.
You guys, thank you so much. I really